I thought it was recording and I wasn't. That's actually good. Okay, well, I'm warmed up. You know what? I think I'm going to do something crazy. Alright, I'm drinking beer. I'm going to tell you about the beer. It's almost winter in Pittsburgh, and it feels like winter already. And Pittsburgh is a temperate climate. It tends to, over the winter, be somewhere between rain. It's like half rain and half snow, so you just have like this whole thing. Like every fall, you get like one good snow, and then it melts immediately. And what happens when that happens is that the first snow, you have people freaking out and driving really badly. And then after that, people either give up and they stop driving, or they just figure it out. I don't really know exactly what the mechanism is, but there's always like this freak out, because we're kind of in a transitional zone, okay? So in this season, it came a little early. Actually, I think that usually we get our first real snow after winter proper starts in this area, which is, December 21st. Usually it's like January when we get that, but for some reason, well, they say global warming increases the amount of precipitation and makes the weather more extreme. So you're going to have hotter summers and colder winters or something like that. But I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, coast to coast in the United States, we've had this crazy snow thing happening early. And so people in Pittsburgh have already learned how to drive for this season. And pisses me off because I'm not in the new place now. Because, like, one thing about this damn snow, this is like kind of the second ice thing that we've had, sort of. Yeah, kind of, sort of. The one I thought was just a fluke, and it was just like, okay, it's the training wheels for the people that need to learn how to drive. It came back again. So, like, the first time, it was like, okay, yeah, I got a leak in my roof. Huh. It seems to happen when there's, like, ice on the roof. So, okay. So I did some research, and I was like, all right, I can't trust the roofers to fix this right now. So, God, I think I'm falling into a northern kind of a Great Lakes accent. That's really where my roots are. Never mind. I know most of you people are like goofy Germans, so you can't differentiate. All you know is New York and California. Though I'm probably boring the Germans. It's going to be like the English and the Australians. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I shouldn't think of my audience. So anyway, oh, yes, so I figured out that one way to deal with snow on the roof without actually fixing it yet, since the fucking roofers are just like, yeah, we can't get you right away, or whatever, and maybe I should call that other roofer. Actually, I think I will call another roofer, so I don't know, I just want somebody to do it. I don't, whatever. Okay. But I figured out a way to maybe patch my problem, since it seems to be only when there's like snow and ice on the roof, like some kind of ice jam happens or something. Um, there's two things out there. You can get a brick of salt. Actually, they sell like 6 packs of bricks of salt that you just kind of like put on your roof, and it melts the snow and prevents ice jams. Okay? Now, the cheaper way to do it is to take a sock and fill it up with salt and put it on your roof where you have the problem. So I was like, cool, I can do that. I'll do the sock. Because, like, the brick of salt, you have to go somewhere and get it. I already have a bag of salt. I already have socks. I borrowed a ladder from a friend. You know, she's a painter and it's her job, and so she paints like a lot of things like high up and stuff. Take it to my house. Got it set up. Actually, I didn't set up the ladder right, but I won't go into that. It's a little embarrassing, you know, because I had problems taking it apart. But I had it extended as far as it could go. Not really right, but still, whatever. It's kind of beat up too, the ladder. So, you know, like when the ladder's beat up, it's harder to figure out. Basically, I need 6 to 8 feet more to get to that gutter, okay? To get the sock up there. Now, I think I could have just, you know, taken the sock and thrown it up there and been like, okay, fine. Fuck it. We'll see, you know, but I didn't do that. Maybe I should have. But, you know, like if I did that, what are the chances that it would work out badly? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to have 2 ceilings in 2 rooms that are affected by this crazy leak, and that I kind of had to clear out to figure out what's going on with plumbing. And I figured out one thing. Like there's this one, you know, the hot water spigot. All it needs is a washer. I'm like, yay, I can do that. I took it apart, and, you know, it's like, granted, the goofy punk rockers, you know, they didn't do it right. There's nothing against punk rock, but maybe I should call them something else. I don't know. So yeah, just washer, just a washer. But yeah, there was another thing that they fucked up that the plumber needed to fix, and he needed access via the ceiling, but the ceiling was fucked up anyway because of the leaky roof. So yeah, so that's not fixed yet, and oh yes, okay. I just want to put in some corset content here. I did something that I think is sort of bad, but maybe it's not so bad. It's just my Christmas, maybe. I decided I bought a corset. Yes, I did. It's a corset I've been looking at since October. It actually went on sale. It is described as an anchor print cotton underbust corset, 20-inch waist, reduced. Okay? It was like 150 and then it was like 125. I was like, it'll fit me. I know it. And it's made by Gem Corsets. I made reference to it before. If I linked to this product, you would not find it. It would say, this item has been sold. Maybe we suggest something else. So I won't link to it. I'll just link to her store, okay? Because I think that I'm not sure what her story is. I'm trying to like stalk her a little bit, and Joe, please forgive me. I'm not trying to like really stalk you. I'm just a little curious about what your story is. So like I did a little googling, and you know, you seem like a pretty you know, nice, normal person who makes corsets, and you're in England, in some place southeast of London. And I mean, I haven't been to I haven't been to England. I mean, I could have gone to England, but I just didn't want to visit my sister because I'm a jerk like that. Um, um, yeah, I'm sorry. I have issues with my family. Um, and my sister's not even that bad a person. It's just me. Okay. Can you tell I'm drunk? So anyway, she makes corsets that are interesting. They actually have a really good hip to waist ratio, and I mean like naturally I'm pretty curvy. So like I just was drawn to this one. Like actually I did a search on, well, I'll put a link to my previous one where I first talk about Etsy corsets, okay? And actually, if you do get into corsetry, if you're interested in buying a corset that's not orchard corset, though, I mean, like, I actually do think that it's a good idea for people to start with them just to get a sense of what it's about, but it's definitely not the end of it. I mean, like, if you end up liking corsets at all, you should go beyond that. I mean, I think it kind of sucks when people say you should go bespoke from the beginning, because, I mean, who wants to shell out several $100 for a corset without knowing, you know, especially if they're alone, you know, like me. um I came into it on my own, just because I'm interested in history, and I guess it's kind of shaped by my body image. Really, when I think about it, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I've always had a figure that got attention. I mean, like, frequently people would say stuff about my figure. I've always been curvy. Like, I've never, I don't know. Okay, so, okay, I'm drunk. Um, and I've always, I don't know. Well, like, okay. I'm gonna try to bring in a story that kind of is entertaining, that isn't just totally me babbling drunk. Um, all right. I was a figure model once, and it was at a women's college in Pittsburgh, Chatham College, which is the expensive women's college. Do I think, has it become co-ed? I don't know. Everything's gone co-ed. Whatever. Um, Maybe it still is just women. But I knew an art teacher, and he asked if I wanted to figure model sometime, and I said, yeah, sure, which is normal, you know, because art teachers are always looking for that. Oh, damn, I am drunk. Um, so actually, I just did one class, and it wasn't really that hard. I only had to hold my poses for like 5 minutes or whatever, so it wasn't like serious. It was a beginner's class. And I remember, like, after the class, one of the women asked me why I did it. And I said, well, because the money's good and whatever. And she's like, is it because you have an amazing figure? And I'm like, what? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm in my 40s now. Like, I was in my 20s at the time. But, like, that's like a really... I don't think that someone would be likely to say that to someone now. They would know not to. This was, God, it was like 25 years ago. Um, but I've always been pretty curvy. Like, even when I was a little heavier than I am now, though, like, I think, I'm not sure what I weigh now. At the most, I've weighed 20 pounds more than I do now. So technically, I've never been overweight, but, you know, like, I've always had a good hip spring, per se, and I'm starting to run out of time, so I should stop. But I guess it's part of my fascination. Is like, you know, thinking about ladies that used to do stuff, and my past with archaeology. I used to work in archaeological digs, and I don't know. I'll tell you what. Let me just put a plea out there. If you're paying attention and you're curious about anything about my life, you know, just ask me. I'm going to assume that if you watch this completely, um, then you might be curious about me. And if you are, please leave a comment, ask me some questions, and maybe I can go somewhere and say something interesting. So I'm going to stop right now. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Um, if you're here, watching this now, you're cool.